Okay, you guys, we have talked about making the bookends for a while. I have everything sitting here. We're going to make 3 different sets. So what I'm going to do is, the only step I won't be showing you is on the rock one. I will not be showing you guys where I spray paint it because I have to go outside to do that. But I'm going to make one of each one of them so you guys can kind of see what they look like when they're done. And then I'll make the second one afterwards. And then I'll come back and try to show you guys all of them together. That way you're not here waiting forever, because that could take a while, because we're making 6 bookends total. So I already have my hot glue gun heating. We're using the trusty old melted plate because I can't find my silicone. But I am using a low temperature one, mainly because we are using styrofoam balls as the base to the rock formation ones. And I'm thinking possibly even the ones I'm going to do with some fake stones. I'll show you all of those as we go. There is no pattern to this, no rhyme, no reason. So something that I'm just doing from my brain. So we're going to start with the rock ones. First of all, the first thing that I had to get is I got these at Lowe's. This one is High Gloss Orchard Tan. These are just flooring samples. I stuck with ones that I could get for 25 cents I think a piece, or 15 cents a piece. So basically, let's see. Okay, we're going to do them one at a time. So I got these. So these were, yeah, I got all 25 cents a piece because of the thickness they are, and they had this padding on the bottom. If you don't like the extra lip where they're supposed to like join with the next one like that as flooring, you can cut it off. I'm actually not going to worry with it. I'm actually going to combine, if I can get a hold of them, I'm going to join mine together like that and just leave that extra overhang because I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool looking. I was going to have my husband cut them off because I'm not good at cutting things, but I'm not going to worry about it. And mine are not going to be sitting. You can make yours sit straight if you want, but you do have a gap right here. I'm going to do mine like this and lean them forward a little bit, so it's kind of at an angle, which I like. Personal preference there. But all of these is going to take 2 per bookend. So I have 4. Sorry about that. I didn't get a hold of it very well. So I have 4 of these in High Gloss Orchard Tan. With these, we are going to do, I have some really big stones. I got these at the dollar store for $1. A small bag that I got at the dollar store for $1. So we're at $3 for those so far. I am going to attach some of these little mini skulls that I got after Halloween that I paid 10 cents for a bag. I am going to use 1 whole bag on them, probably, from the 2 of them. I might do more. I brought 2 here, so that's 10 cents. So we're at $3.10. I already had the hot glue, so I'm not even going to count that. We are going to use a silver paint. I'm not going to count the price of this because I've had this for quite some time. It's just been sitting out there. My husband bought it to bikes with a few years ago. Hasn't done it. We're going to use it. And he knows. And then I did buy these. If you remember, I did show you guys doing a styrofoam Christmas ornament on a bigger one. These are the little ones I just got from Walmart. They were on clearance. They were originally they were 48 cents a piece. They were 75% off. So I don't even know how much I paid for them. Hang on, I'll tell you. 0.48. So I paid 12 cents. And 1 ball will do both bookends. So that makes it $3.50 for 2 bookends that are customized to what I want them to be. I don't consider that bad. The other 2 sets of bookends will be a cost of $1.50 36 cents a piece because I already had the items, except for one item, but I got that item for free. So I only had to pay for the wooden blocks and the one foam ball, and that's only if I use a foam ball. As a matter of fact, on one of them I won't be using a foam ball, so one of them, the bookends, cost me $1 because the little piggy car belonged to all 4 of my kids. This toy went to all 4 kids, so I thought that would be a cute little keepsake kind of thing from their childhood to have. Plus, it's still in really good shape because they didn't tear it up. I've gotten rid of all of the rest of them as far as I know of this one, so he's the only one I have left. So I have him. He's going to go on one bookend, and I am going to leave room on there because I may come across another one, and if I do, I'll kind of put another one on there. But these went through all 4 kids. And then this is a zebra car that I've showed you guys before. I got it for free online, so that didn't cost me anything. So the only thing I'm paying for on those would be the wood blocks they're going on, which is going to be some high gloss Santos mahogany, which cost me $1. And then the other one is a high gloss aged cherry. It's going to have some of these stones. I have these. I bought these for my daughter's birthday party when she was like 4, I think. We did a princess theme, so I bought a bunch of these little see-through. They're like gems. There's some round ones. I've got some big ones like this. And at the time, I need some of these as well. We had bought some that looked like ice cubes. So these have been sitting around for a while with no clue what I'm going to do with them. So perfect thing is right here. And there'll be enough of the big bubbly things that we can make more stuff later. I'll come up with something else that we can do. So let's get started. Ooh, my hot glue is already going. I have these little trays that I had gotten quite a while back at a discount store. I figured, big knife, that I want to use those to help hold the stones and stuff so they don't go flying around. I was going to do this beforehand, but I figured you guys might want to see the bag of them. I'm putting the really big ones on with the little skulls so I can still see them. I promise you guys I will bend this down so you guys can see in just a minute. You'll see everything that's going on right here in front of you. These stones just don't want to move. I do have my, it's a fillet knife is what I'm using. I'm using something to cut the bag, and we'll need it to cut the styrofoam. 1 second, it's going to be loud. Okay, set the trash out of the way. I'm going to bring you guys down so you guys can see what all's going on. Now, we have our big stones, and you guys can't see them back here, and then the baby skulls. So I'm going to leave that one sitting kind of like that. I'm going to move this glue gun out of the way. We will be using it, and I'm going to move some of these rocks out of the way. And there's this one. And thankfully, I have my laptop up on some spools of ribbon to kind of get airflow going through there. Now, this we're fixing to use. These are the ornaments I got. This thing comes out really easily. You just twist it. I'm not going to take this one out because I don't want to ruin it in case I don't need this one. But you just unscrew this and it pops right out. I've already taken one out of this one. This is the hole where it was at. And we're going to try to cut it right along this line. This will make a mess, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. I've already done one, so we're ahead on that one. But you're going to take it right on that line and kind of cut it some. And however you want to do it, safety is the key here. Do it so that your hands are safe. A bread knife probably would work better, but see how it makes this mess? Think nothing of it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take the little neti bag. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to stick my knife right in the open hole where I cut it open and pull that stuff off and somewhat keep it in the bag. Put my knife out of the way. As a matter of fact, we'll just throw it on the floor. I got to sweep anyway. Haven't done that yet. It's a good thing. So as you can tell, it's got like all this little white stuff. Solution for that. This time we're using a stick lighter so I don't burn myself like I did yesterday. But we are going to light this and just carefully run it along the bottom edge. You want to do this anywhere that there are the little pieces hanging, or if you have like an edge that's way too high. Don't do that. Don't catch it on fire like I just did. Whew, now it stinks in here. But see, like right here, you can see where it's like really high. We want to flatten that out because we want it to sit flat when we attach it to the base. And the reason I'm using hot glue, a low temperature hot glue on this, is mainly because I do plan to attach this part to the wood as the base for the rocks to kind of come off of, because I don't think I have enough rocks necessarily of the big ones. I don't want to have like super huge, although I probably should have went one ball smaller to make it fit better. But I want to take the hot glue when we do it, we're going to go around the inside. That way I push it down, the glue will spread out some, but it won't hit outside that ring there, so we don't have this huge mess. So what we're going to do first, or I'm going to do first, I guess you guys just are watching. So I'm going to attach these. And this is another reason to use low temperature hot glue, mainly for me, is because I am very bad that if I were to use like hot glue, the regular type hot glue, you can guarantee that I will end up burnt big time. And the reason I say that is because every time I use the stuff, I end up burnt. It never, ever fails. Ever. Okay, so I want this glue to dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it this way so that it can lay completely like on its side. And I'm going to run, because it's kind of movable and there's a gap right here, I'm going to run some glue, attempt anyway, to run glue down this. Yeah, I know I'm really bad at this. Sorry. You think all I'm doing is following a line, I'll be able to do this a lot easier. And unfortunately, that's not the case for me. And I did not think to grab a popsicle stick or anything like that to smooth this out. So I'm going to give it a second to cool down a little and just smooth it out with my finger. Another reason to use the low temperature is so that you don't burn yourself as bad, because that really doesn't hurt with the low temperature glue like it would with the really hot regular glue. You can't touch it as fast. Okay, I'm going to kind of flatten that in there, and it gives me a chance to push everything in. I got styrofoam sticking to it, but I'm going to leave it like this to dry and move it out of the way. Then I want to do this other one. Drying while we do the other portions. I am going to go ahead and stick in the next little glue stick so it's ready. Okay, so I melted these balls. Now they're sitting flat. Now comes the fun part. If I glue them to my table, it's no big deal. We're going to, ooh, these rocks are really big, aren't they? Try to find some, I guess, some of the smaller big rocks. Because the goal is I want to glue them on here around it, so that originally I was going to use just the rocks on themselves, but I was worried I wouldn't have enough rocks for one, and that I would like have to go buy more, and well, I don't want to do that. So we're going to attempt this anyway. We're going to grab our first one because it should be somewhat. Okay. The goal is I don't want to have them so big that it's like not, and you can see it's flipping from the weight, that it ends up not fitting the bookend. So I'm trying to keep them somewhat the same size, at least as the width. I don't want them to hang over too much, mainly because I have kids and I know how they are. Okay, that'll kind of weigh those down. And if this shows through in between the rocks, I'm not too worried about it because of the fact that I am going to take and spray paint it. But if you're worried about it and don't want them to show, you could find like some of the rocks, like this is still a bigger one, and like put it in like that and it'll kind of cover. I just want to do like around the bottom probably with the bigger ones, and then probably switch to the smaller ones because there's more variation and it'll be cooler. And then I do want to, like, I'm occasionally like throw like a skull sitting in there just to see, because I think it's kind of cool and I don't think anybody would really notice it. And if they do, that's kind of the cool part. Now I'm going to give these a second to set up and like dry. And we're going to work on this one. Like that. Okay, now we're going to put this one aside and let it dry. And we're going to come back to this one. And as we can see, I got this huge gap here. And that's where like some of these come in. We're just going to, well, oops, except for I just pulled that one off because the way I tried to pick it up. Not a big deal. See, just more hot glue going on. Oops. Some of these rocks will do that. They're going to probably come off. Especially if they haven't set up all the way. By the time I get done, I'm going to have so many glued on there that the glue between them is going to be helping to hold them like in place. So they're not going to be moving as much. Just so you know. Okay. And just take these and drop in some hot glue. And I'm going to drop in just a little pile of glue right there. And then I'm going to take like this rock here, and I'm going to stick its end down in there, and it's glued on. Okay. Let's see. Let's do some black one. That black one's really flat and small. Let's do some of these. This is one. This is where I'm going to leave this one. I am going to spray paint it, but before I go and do that, I'm going to show you in case you want to see it all natural. That is what it would look like sitting on there natural. It barely fits on there, but that's okay. So that would be the side view. You could make this bigger if you wanted, smaller if you wanted, no styrofoam. I'm going to spray paint this one, and I'm going to do this one, and then when I come back, you get to see me. We're going to attach this to the base, and then it'll be done and ready to be used. So I'm going to spray paint it, and then while the paint's drying, I'm going to do this one, and then we'll start on some of the others. Okay, you guys, we are back. The paint has dried. So we have the ones that I tilted, which I still think is a really cool look. Totally different than my other ones. And as you can tell, even these two are different from each other because they're different heights because of how they're joined. So here is the second one I did. It's just rocks. I'm fixing to glue it down. They are still kind of wet. So I am going to get some paint on me, but I'm not too worried about it. I will survive. The spots where I'm getting paint from are just the places that I ended up being very heavy with the paint. Okay, let me try to get this on before everything totally dries. Just place it on there. Let it sit. See, I'm minimally covered in silver paint. It'll finish drying if it is really cold outside. But that's what that one looks like. Just rocks, all silver. No skulls on that one. We'll see how well that holds. Hopefully it holds really well. I think this is the one that's really going to get me painted. Here's the little skull we put on earlier. So he kind of blends in. I kind of think that's kind of cool. I kind of wish I would have done that with the other ones. And it might be the only skull I put on there, because then you complain kind of like, where's Waldo? But it's where's the skull? Most of the wet paint on this one seems to be close to the bottom. And now, of course, the hot glue is just coming out everywhere. So I'm going to put it like that. Still minimal paint transfer. And there you have it. And there's the one with my little skull. And I think I'm actually going to leave them just like that for now. I kind of wish I would have put a skull right here, because that would have been awesome. Let's see. Let's see what the brown skulls look like. What I might do is I may run out. Yeah. I think I'm going to go out and I'll probably spray paint him. I'll stick him on a skewer, spray paint him, let him dry, and then attach him right there. So that part you won't see. Basically, it's going to look just like these right here, but I'm going to paint him silver. So that is, you have it. That is the bookends with the rocks.